Today, the Trump administration formally announced their plan to roll back President Obama's Clean Power Plan. EPA Director Scott Pruitt traveled to Kentucky, the heart of coal country, and declared, quote, "The war on coal is over." The Clean Power Plan was one of President Obama's signature environmental policies designed to cut power plant fossil fuel emissions by a third. Environmental groups say they will fight the move. Seattle Mayor Tim Burgess weighed in, saying the Trump administration is, quote, "demonstrating a breathtakingly callous disregard for the health and welfare of Americans in favor of big polluters." We wanted to dig a little bit deeper on today's action, and so we're joined by Becky Kelly of the Washington Environmental Council, an environmental advocacy organization. Welcome. Thanks for being here.
Thank you.
I know environmental organizations really all over the country have been really vocal opposing this move, but I want to ask you realistically, this action is going to be tied up in the courts for a very long time. So what kind of real impact will this have?
The good news is that fundamentally Washington State has chosen to move ahead on clean energy, and today's actions out of DC aren't going to slow us down. It is unfortunate for sure that we have to continue fighting these rollbacks in the courts, particularly when I think the will of people across the political spectrum is to move to clean energy. People know it's better for our health, and it's going to ultimately be good for our economy.
I mean, coal has been on the decline for years and years, not only because of the environmental impacts, but really just from a business perspective. It's not as cost efficient as many of the other power sources. So will today's decision really bring back the coal industry as the president has promised?
You know, it won't. I think in the long run, the transition to clean energy is unstoppable. And states like Washington are deeply committed to being out in front in that transition, because the faster we get there, the better it's going to be for our economy and for our kids' health.
We have seen other states like California and New York really take some major steps to impose clean power rules. Do you think Washington is going to take even more steps to move in that direction now?
I think Washington absolutely will. The action on fighting climate change and moving to clean energy has really moved to the states because we can't rely on DC. And Washington is going to invest in clean energy, move to more wind and solar, and hopefully provide cleaner transportation options too.
So Puget Sound Energy runs one of the biggest coal-fired power plants in the nation. They've already announced plans to shut it down in about a decade. With this, do you think their plan could change?
You know, I don't believe so. I believe they are committed to making that transition. We would like to see them make that transition sooner. We think it'll be good for families, for the economy, for air quality. And I think who they will need to listen to is their customers, not the Trump administration. And their customers are calling for clean energy.
For people at home who have been watching this unfold, watch this develop, and they're angry, they're upset, can they take action locally or at a state level?
Absolutely. Thank you for asking. Couple things I would recommend folks do: get involved in your community, find an organization you like and volunteer or get connected, get on the email list. And the most important thing right now is let your local elected officials and your state legislator know you expect them to pick up the slack.
Becky Kelly, thank you so much. We appreciate your insight.
Thank you.